Obviously, merely Chris here. Just going to do a quick new arrivals video and a short response to James Griffiths' listening habits thread. Just made it back from work ahead of the wife, so I thought I'd quickly dive in and do a video before she got back. Picked up a couple of things when on my way back from work, and there was a package waiting for me. So cracked that open, and there's a couple of things that are probably worthwhile showing. So we'll crack on with them. Okay, first up, I had this on pre-order, and this is Hawkwind's new album, Into the Woods. Huge Hawkwind fan, have been for years, one of the first bands I ever got into. Fell out of love with them kind of in the mid to late 80s, up until a few years ago, when I went back and started listening to some of that mid-period stuff, and it was all right, but nothing special. Last year's The Machine Stops album was brilliant. Loved it. So I've got high hopes for this particular album. It's either the 26th or the 27th studio album, something like that. Looking forward to hearing that. In a similar vein, this is the last Record Store Day release that I was waiting for. This is one of the main ones I was after on the day, but it didn't show up at the shop. But has landed now. It's a brilliant set. For all intents and purposes, it is Hawkwind. Depending on what story you listen to, they changed the name either for legal reasons or just they felt like a change. I have got the album on CD somewhere. There you go. So do have the album already. Brilliant stuff. Clear vinyl, Record Store Day. Wanted it, got it. This was something that I got via Amazon. This is Manuel Gotching. This is E2 to E4. Came out in mid-80s, 84, 85, something like that. This is a reissue from last year. Picked this up because I don't really know a lot about Manuel Gotching. Well, I didn't. But one of my friends has written a book about him. Now, I was going to show that here, but the house is such a mess at the moment, couldn't find it. I'll leave a link down the bottom, but it's a brilliant book. So anyone who's interested in Manuel Gotching, who's a brilliant guitar player, or Ashra Temple, or any of the bands he was involved in, well worth hunting out that book. I'll try and show it again in a subsequent video, but I will leave a link. So Manuel Gotching, sort of electronic sort of music, but guitar playing, particularly on the second side of this album, is superb. Well worth a listen. Now I've got the whistle. Brew for today is a local brew. It's a Mosaic IPA from the Almasty Brewery. James, the brewer, is a brilliant brewer. Certainly knows how to use a hop. Great stuff. Okay, this is, picked this up from the merchandise section of the band's website. This is Between the Buried and Me. Between the Buried and Me are a sort of technical metal, prog metal type band. I love them. And they're one of the few bands that sing with growly vocals that I do love. They sing in both clean and growled vocals. So not everyone's taste, but they're absolutely superb. This is a live album. Came out this year. They did 2 limited releases. This is the Ultraviolet Marble vinyl release. It's number 103 of 200. Really looking forward to cracking that open. The Coma Relictic album was a great album. So I'm looking forward to hearing that live. Next up is a eBay purchase. This is Riot's first album from 1977. Huge fan of Riot. Saw them play live in Newcastle in the early 80s. Can't remember the lineup at the time, but they were superb live. Mark Reale is a brilliant guitarist. Unfortunately, bless him, he's no longer with us. But excellent, just US metal. This is their first album. It's the only album I've not owned before, so I don't know why I've never picked this one up before. But it was a reasonable price on eBay, so I picked it up. It's not in the world's greatest condition. I mean, it doesn't look too bad, but the top is scuffed to hell. The vinyl itself is okay. Now, I bought 2 albums from this particular seller. Second one I'm not going to show because there's a message going back to the seller. It was advertised as excellent vinyl. Won't let my stylist anywhere near it. It's got gouges and fingerprints all over the place. So we'll just wait to see what he's got to say about that. But this one's fine. For the money I paid for it, I've no problem with it. And another eBay purchase, and this is an album I've been after for ages, in good nick. I've seen it around and about, but it's not been in brilliant nick. Picked this up off eBay from a seller who wasn't asking that much for it. Well, it was an auction and it didn't cost me that much, let's put it that way. Albums are in great nick. Listen to this on various bits of media, on YouTube, etc., etc. It sounds great. Very sort of that early 70s Americana type stuff. Lovely. Very pleased to have it, and again, didn't pay an awful lot of money for it, so quite happy with that. And this I picked up recently in one of the second-hand record shops in Newcastle. This is Bebop Deluxe, Axe Victim, which I think is mid-70s, so 1974, 1975. I didn't have this album on vinyl. I've got it on CD. I'm not sure why. Again, I've never picked this up on vinyl before. I got this, I mean, it's quite a tidy little copy. It's not brilliant, but the vinyl's in good nick, and didn't pay an awful lot of money for it, so anything with Bill Nelson on is worth a pick up. And next, a couple of box set things. This is a must buy. This is King Crimson live in Toronto. This is the 4LP set. I've literally just sort of opened this today. Haven't cracked the albums open yet. Haven't even looked at them. I forgot. This comes with a DVD as well. So it'll just be an audio DVD. There'll be no video on that. No in King Crimson. Robert Fripp's not a great one for his picture being taken. But superb. Saw them on that tour on a couple of dates in the UK, in Edinburgh and Manchester, and absolutely brilliant. Loved them. Next was a gig from March. Picked this up. This is the 20th anniversary of Lorena McKennett's The Book of Secrets. It's a signed copy, and this comes with a copy of The Book of Secrets, triple album live in Paris and Toronto, and The Mummers Dance. And that'll be my wife. I'll just get that phone call. Well, there you go. That wasn't the wife, that was the mother-in-law. So I need a drink. Right, back the album. Can't remember where I was or what I said about it. Anyway, picked this up, recent gig, signed copy, 3 albums. Haven't cracked them open yet, but I'm looking forward to doing so. I mean, it was a superb gig. She was in fine voice. Just loved it. Absolutely loved it. Nearly lost them. There you go. That's with Lorena McKennett. And finally, another thing that I picked up at a gig. This is Tift Merritt, Travelling Alone. And this is the special edition box set. And there's not much point in showing you that because there's nothing on the back. This is, again, something I picked up at the gig. This Tift was part of the Transatlantic sessions, which I talked a little bit about in one of my previous videos. This comes with some postcards. And it comes, the hype sticker says it's a special companion box featuring the new 10-song acoustic album, Travelling Companion, on a 3-piece 100-gram vinyl with postcard set, illustrated hardbound lyric book, and includes free digital download. There are 3 albums in here. First album has 6 tracks on it. The second album has 5 tracks on it, so there's 11. And Travelling Companion itself, it's 10 tracks, so I'm not sure what the other 2 discs are, but I'll find out and I'll have a good listen to that. Haven't opened the book yet, but it just sits quite nicely in the box there. So that was just some of the recent purchases that I've picked up. On to James Griffiths' listening habits bit. Okay, I'm something of a selfish listener. I'd much rather listen to an album by myself without any distractions, because it's the only way I can find I can take the whole thing in. It's the only way I can learn an album. It's not to say I don't play music when Joel's around. We do. We listen to a lot of music. But I find we talk about the albums, we talk about the songs, we talk about the memories we have about the records. So it's very much an interactive experience when I'm playing music with Jill. If I try and put some music on just for the sake of listening when Jill's around, it has the same effect as when I pick a book up. Instantly, we may not have talked for hours, but Jill will then want to have a conversation there and then without any question. So there's just no way I can do it. So I sort of steal moments when Jill's not around to really listen to stuff and just soak it all in. I mean, I listen to stuff at work as well. I listen to stuff on iTunes and Spotify. But generally, I'll play things like fairly easy jazz or classical music when I'm at work, just because it kind of washes over me in a way. Don't get carried away and want to sing along to lyrics or anything like that. But I do listen to music all the time at work, but not the sort of stuff I would listen to at home, generally anyway. But yeah, very much a selfish listener. We have one room, the living room down here, where we've got TV and hi-fi. I would swing the camera around and show you, but the place is an absolute tip at the moment with empty record boxes and stuff like that. And Jill would kill me if I was to do that. I'll do a sort of room tour thing on a later video. But we've only got the one room, so if Jill wants to watch TV, I'm not going to listen to music. I'm not a great one for headphones, so not going to happen. And like I say, if I want to listen to something, I do it the selfish way and do it by myself. Okay, well, that's all for today. Thanks very much for listening. I hope there was something of interest in what I showed there. Sorry for the interruption from the mother-in-law. I must remember to pass that message on to Jill. And I'll see you all next time. Okay, bye now.